What's up, everybody? And it looks like my Stream Deck has crapped out yet again on the Mac. So we're going to turn everything on and off manually today. But that's not going to stop us, right? We are so close to finishing this. I mean, technically, I could ship this Halloween event right now, but I got time on my side, right? And so that means shenanigans. We can put more shenanigans in here. And also, why the hell do I have to reset this panel every time, Godot? Really, why? Every time? Someone explain that to me. Okay. Let's see where we're at here. We do have a working everything now. But we're going to play the Halloween event here. And you will notice a few changes. Alright. We're going to get the moonwalking zombie. We're going to jump a few here, get some points, get some power-ups. Come on, power-ups. As far as I know, I fixed the bugs. The bugs. Right? Turtle slow down, but we're not going for that. Because we don't need to slow down. We're professionals, right? Is that what we are? We're professionals. Okay, here we go. Come on. Okay. And yeah, I do have the sound turned off on the game right now. In case you're like, I can't hear anything. All I can hear is some idiot babbling on. Alright, skate bone. Here we go. Yeah. Look at them skate bones, right? And then if I crash off of there, straight back into here. This was a bug where it didn't do that before and there was a double hit. We fixed it because that's what we do around here, right? So my high score is 651. Not true. That is a test, I promise you. There is no way on this earth you can get 651. However, download the game and prove me wrong. I guess we'll go with that, right? So, yep. Okay, let's check the jump button here. Give me a second. All good? All good. Good deal. All right. Game over. Let's put the sounds back on. Right? There we go. Let's see, are you hearing the sounds? Let's find out. If I do this, you might. Yeah, there you go. Actually, you know what you're not hearing? Is him talking. Let's check that. Okay, there it is. Hang on. Turn voice sound off. Did I glitch this? Actually, I may have glitched this in the settings on my machine. Yes, I think I screwed it up on my machine. Right? Okay. Hang on. I think I screwed this up when I was messing around with something. Should be okay in the actual version, just not the one on my machine here. Okay, all right. Let's make sure the others are working. So you know that groundhog, he's a little high, isn't he? Let's bring him down a bit. Let's go to that. Yeah, he is a bit high, isn't he? Okay. Let's take the hurdle. I'm gonna move you down just a little bit, buddy. Sorry. Not sorry. Okay. That's better.
Got it. Here we go. Okay.
All right. And then let's check the standard level.
Got it.
Yep. The good old classic. We should just call it classic at this point, right?
What? Got it. What?
Good deal. Okay. Okay. All right. We are all good here. So, like I said, we could ship this. A raid with 4 viewers. Mig creates, is it Mig creates games? How you doing? Thank you so much for the raid. Hello there. What have you been working on? What's up? What's going on? Let's give you a shout out here. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. What is going on? I am working through this here. We are. I could actually ship this version, but since it's not anywhere near Halloween yet, we got time to make this better, right? Just playing Mig Jam games. Nice. I am working on this one here. We have completed what I wanted the initial tool set, game level, whatever, to be. It's running beautifully on mobile devices and on the desktop. And we are going to add some extra stuff. Thank you. I love endless runner games. And that was like, you know, I should make my own one, right? And I did. It started out as a challenge to myself. Can I make an endless runner with Sprite Kit on the Apple platforms? Well, yes, I did. And it was unbelievably annoying to use Sprite Kit. So I've also built the same game in Unity, Unreal Engine, and Godot because I wanted to know if I could. It turns out I did. And the Godot version that you're seeing here, this is the, with the exception of this Halloween event, this is the one in production right now on Android and on iOS. So you can go download Endless Hurdles. But when I converted it over to Godot, I did not add all the events, and so we're working on those now. This guy NZ, how you doing, buddy? What's up, my friend? This guy NZ is a fellow game developer. You're working on a survival crafting game at the moment. I love those, right? At the moment, I am playing Once Human to try and get into that. That's taking me a while, but I love those kind of games. I have put in, I think, I wouldn't call it a survival game, but 4,900 odd some hours in Satisfactory. You know, I've played quite a few of the survival games. Once Human is the one I'm on at the moment. And I also love like the vampire survivor type games. And I'm kicking around the idea of making one of those. However, I am on the hook because I put myself there to make a 3D version of this as well. Because, you know, I was like, I got to challenge myself again because I don't know why, but I did. All right, should we do this? The bone board? Here we go. Skate bone. We got this, right? Skate bone power up. Yeah, because who doesn't want a skate bone, right? Yeah. All right, we are going to intentionally run into the zombie there. Yeah. Let's see what's going on here. You're doing okay, this guy in Z. Sorting dinner for the kids. Love it. Great. I hope you're having an awesome time with the kids, buddy. Satisfactory and crafting games. Yep, Satisfactory I played way back when it was in pre-release, and I've played it through to the 1.1 version. You know, unlocked everything, done all that. I do have some Steam challenges I've not completed yet, and that's really bugging me, and I want to do those. But I've taken a break from Satisfactory because I think I may have spent too long on it. And there's some others as well. There's another one, in pre-release, made by Paradox. I can't remember the name, but I'm trying that one out as well. So I love to try all of those. So hey, I'd love to try your game when you get to a spot. It's out there. I would love to see it. Love to play it. So yeah, check out Mig Creates Games. Let me just put you a follow right here so I can see when you're working on it. You've got a free version. Hey, put a link in the chat, folks. Put a link in the chat. We want to check this out. It's on WebGL. Ooh, nice. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Share it. Did you have it up on Itch or something? Oh, you got it up on your own site? Oh, yeah. Itch.io. Great. Survive the shore. Let's have a look at this. Do you mind if we look at it on stream? Or shall I wait until off stream? Let's see here. Hang on. Let me see if I can get it to run. Nice. Unity. Yeah. All right. Let's have a look here. Hang on. Oh, nice. Like it. All right, I'm gonna try that out after the stream. I'm gonna be all over that. Thank you. We will keep that. Let's get that up there on a bookmark. All right, there we go. Future version will be free on Patreon. Itch has been crashing, and XE might work more for graphics. Yeah, I don't have anything on Itch, and I really should put stuff up on there. This should go on there. I found. Yeah, I think actually I did try to put this up on Itch or something, and it's that thing of well, this was when I had the Unity version of this, and it was giving me some trouble. But I do have another Unity game, Project Hack, which you can find, which is like an idle type game. I'll show you. Hang on. And that is very much this is a long-term game, but I love idle games, and I wanted to make this for myself and other people. So yeah, there is a web version of this, but I'm not putting out the URL at the moment because it's in very early stages, but there you go. Awesome. I got it. I saw the rocks and everything, so I'll explore that later. Thank you. Yeah. So that's where we're at with this. I'm by no means an expert with any of these engines, but I have used them all. Well, I say I used them all. I've used the popular ones, right? Because I think building the same game in different engines is a great way to learn an engine. For me, Godot has worked out to be the best one for this, and this publishes out to iOS and Android. So have a lot of fun with this. I'm kind of getting used to GD script. Took me a while, right? But I'm getting there. And this one is using the new parallax background with the layers, and the difference between this. In fact, you might even see it if I play it here, right? So this new level, this new event has everything on a parallax layer. So there's like a global speed, and then things adjust accordingly for what it is, right? So things like the parallax scroll in here, but also the hurdles are now on a parallax layer, including the foreground, and I can set some blur, as you can see, to give a depth here. But if I go back to the main menu and I show you one of the other ones, the groundhog and the standard one don't use a parallax layer for the hurdle. They use it for the background, and you will notice the difference here, right? So obviously this is a lot simpler background, but you can see that basically this is a node. The groundhog is a node that moves from right to left, but it's not on a parallax layer. So you get this weird effect where everything's scrolling nice, but the groundhog speeds up and it's all out of context. Whereas in the new event, everything is in context to that parallax background. So it all speeds up proportionately, which just feels a lot more natural. What I need to do once I've shipped the Halloween event is then go back and refactor code and everything else to the groundhog and the conventional classic, as I'm calling it now, level, where this was the first ever level. You know, where they use this, everything's on parallax layers to make it feel more natural. It also means I can then refactor the whole engine code that I've written into one and use that for every level, an event, and then just build the custom unique things for each level, right? If that makes sense. So, for example, you'll see. Let me get to 40 points here. I say like it's easy, but let me get to 40 points. Somehow I suck at my own games. I don't know how that works out. You'd think I'd know the hacks, right? Right. But you can see how the hurdle's getting quick. Okay, here we go.
Skateboard.
And that voice is brought to you by this guy NZ in the very chat room, right? So things like the uniqueness of the levels and events can be are the only things that I have to worry about once I've refactored all the code, right? This guy NZ, he is a famous voice actor now. The background clouds don't move, but that doesn't matter. Hey, you know, I always think that if you make something compelling enough and that people playing will focus on whatever they're supposed to be doing, right? And so if someone's like, oh, the background isn't quite right, you're probably focusing on the wrong thing. Somehow it didn't get your attention, right? So I don't think that's a bad thing at all. Anyway, that's just my take on it. But yeah. Okay, so in the in this Halloween one, this guy NZ, my friend in the chat room here, he wanted well, actually in the original game, which was about a year or so ago now, I think, he wanted moonwalking. So I gave him moonwalking zombie. I don't think I can do better than that, right? I gave him what he's happy with it. The characters here, by the way, are from they are assets. I don't want people to think, hey, this guy's really good at drawing. No, I didn't draw the characters. I've tweaked them, for what I need and things like that. But there's no shame. If you find what you're looking for and someone's done it better than you and they're willing to sell you that asset or give it away free, I'm fine with that, right? There's no, this is by no means an asset flip, I guess is what I'm saying. For those of you who know what that means, all right? Anyway, so there you go. All right, let's see what else we got going on here. So, yeah, we got this Halloween level, right? The game menu, I think I'm going to leave it like that for this version, right? But I do want to bring back in, there was something that was in the original that's not in this one. And we had a witch. It's kind of funny. We had a witch that would randomly fly through and screech. And every time I was tired and playing it and testing it, I'd forget. And I got it on headphones, and out of nowhere, this witch screeches in your ears. And it's like, oh my God. Every time. So I think I want to bring that back in. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to try and find the assets that I created for that version. So give me 1 second here. And feel free to ask questions, folks. If you got questions or anything, I actually did make a course, a Godot course, over on, I think I got it on Gumroad if you're interested, on how to make an endless runner like this in Godot. I say like this because obviously it's not this one, but the mechanics and everything else is the same. All right, let's see here. Developer repos. I'll drag the thing over here in a second. Oh, where are you? I gotta think. I may not have the repo on this machine anymore, actually, because I think it was the Sprite Kit version. I may have to pull it down again. Oh my gosh, yeah, I may have to. Hang on, let me go to GitHub. Oh, let's see here. Where's my repos? All right. Oh my gosh, how long ago was this? By the way, I do have another game out. Dropsaw, one word, DROPSAW, that I built. I challenged myself to build and ship in a month. It took about a month and a half, but that's with Unity, a 3D game. Just a fun little project. Oh, here it is. Hang on. Hold on. I'll bring it over here so you can see it. All right. So this is the Sprite Kit version. Oh my gosh, this was so long ago. Let's see. Would it pull up? This should be good. This guy NZ. Let's see if we remember this, right? It had achievements and all of that stuff, but hang on, let's see if we can find it. So this was the, yeah, it was in a stadium, but you can see this is basically, this was built with Sprite Kit. It had, you could challenge, you know, had all the Game Center stuff and everything. Wow, that takes me back. But what I'm looking for is assets. I need, oh my gosh, this is old. Hang on, I gotta find the witch. Oh my gosh. Background assets. Witch. Come on, witch. There it is. That's the one. Okay. We're gonna take that. We need the sound. Hold on to your ears, folks. Hold on to your ears. I gotta find which witch? The Wicked Witch, right? Hold on. Did I not put it? I did like the Christmas event that I did there with the snow and everything falling. That was a good fun one. Wow, did I not put it? I would have thought I would have put it in there. Okay, well we'll go with the graphic for now. Okay, let's go to levels. Halloween. Background. And then we will drag in our witch. There you go. All right. Give me 1 second. Just moving some windows around. Okay. I think I'm not going to put the witch on parallax. right? There's our witch, right? Ship it. Let's just leave it like that. Let's scale our witch down just a little bit. You're a bit big. We don't want you that big, because you're going to fly behind everything, right? Almost everything. Ooh, that's a good point. Hang on. Because right now she'll be in front of the parallax layers. But if I do this, they're set independently. Maybe I'm going to have to put on a parallax layer after all. I'll think about it. I'm going to think about what I did. Okay, for now, let's just put her... We'll put her there as far as positioning, right? So that's our witch. And what we're going to do is actually she's gonna fly across, because, you know, that's what witches do, right? So her starting position is going to be... Well, if we do minus 180, it's a nice easy number, right? And then her ending position will be, if we say 2200, right? So what we can do here, a couple of ways we can do this. We can either animate it or just move its position. Previously, I'd just been moving the position on these things. It's kind of nice and simple. Keeps the code simple as well. Thinking about it. Let's take a look at our code here. Oh, actually, that was not what I wanted to do. And now I got to remember how to get those back. Never mind. Actually, it will give me a chance to have a bigger window. What I didn't want to do, what I wanted to get rid of, was this panel. And I can't remember how. So we'll just do that. Okay. So when we come in, right, we've got the ready. We got the process. Let's see. My iPad's going nuts over here. All right. Oh, you know what we can do? Let's see. Let me think about this. Can I do this? Can I get away with it? We could just make this easy on ourselves. Let's try it. We're going to add... Let's bring this over so you can see it. We're going to add a parallax. We'll add another parallax background. All right. And we'll call this one witch. Witch. That witch. And then in here, we're going to add parallax layer, which is right there. Boom. And then on there, we put the witch. All right. Okay, let's set this up in reverse. So I got a bunch of fancy scripts on here for a bunch of fancy things, but we don't need to worry about those. We will set the scroll. Actually, if I leave the scroll alone, hang on, the one. I'll leave those alone. Let's go to one of the layers. We're going to go with the witch here. So if I take like the background layer here, which is the sky, right? And the way this works is you can see... I've got to find it. Hang on. So many nodes. Oh, I did set the... Yeah, that's right. I did these with script. Right, so... On this one... Actually, you know what? Let's just run it. There's one way to find out. Yes, I'm finishing... Well, technically Halloween is finished. I'm now into the bonus. into the bonus level. I'm into the what more can I add without breaking before I have to ship. That's the stage I'm at.
What?
Alright. Let's... She should not be flying anywhere right now except just sitting there.
Okay.
Actually, she's just kind of keeping up with us, which is hilarious. But she's really not moving. Okay, what I need to do... is... I gotta remember, is it offset? What the hell do we call this thing? Trying to remember what it's called. It'll come to me in a second here. Hang on. I think it is the offset. Right? I think it is. So if I do... I put 1920 in there. I've probably done the wrong one. How did I set... Okay, hang on. Okay, mirroring. Yeah, 1920. Okay. Hey, lady, where'd it go? Actually, hold on. Hold on. Is that right? She won't have a speed right now. Right. Let me change this. Okay. I want the mirroring. Can't find it, so mirror. Nope. Mirroring 1920. All right, mirroring. So that's that one. Now I'm gonna leave it there because it's a lot easier to debug something when you can see it on the screen than assuming it's off on the left. So we're gonna do that. But over here in the script, we're just gonna put... I'm gonna find what I want to do here. Hold on. She's not going to use the global parallax speed because, number one, it's going in the other direction. And number two, that value is going to be... We'll sort of make it look like she's not moving. Because she'll be moving at the same speed as everything else. I know, right? Okay, hold on. So I'm gonna find, let's start by putting it here, right? And I can just drag like so. And I am gonna set the speed, which I do not remember. Hold on, how to do that, but I've got plenty of examples. Right there, okay? The motion scales, we're gonna do -4, bit of guesswork. Math is all guessing. Sort of. All right, what happened? Invalid code, non-existent function, set motion scale in base, sprite 2D. Okay, I feel responsible. You're not wrong, because actually it should be that.
Here we go.
Don't think I'm seeing any movement. I'm assuming it will take negative numbers. Okay, I got something not right here. Hold on. Did I call it the right thing? I did do set motion scale, right? Yeah. Adam Wolf, my friend, how are you? Thank you, buddy. Denial therapy is helping. How did Adam, dare I ask you how iOS 26 is going, your conversion? Who's tired? I'm not tired. None of us are tired. Yeah. How's it going, my friend? Are you winning with the 26 war? The war of 26? In case anyone wonders what the hell we're talking about, Adam Wolf is a app developer, and he is working on the oh so wonderful Glass update for his apps. It hasn't gone one step further since Discord. Excellent. It hasn't got worse. Folks, you should check out Adam's apps, and of which he will now do the right thing and put links in the chat. He uses, hey, thank you for the follow, appreciate it. Pre-coders, I assume it's pre-coders. Did I get that right? How are you doing? Yeah, Muse app is an app that I use. I'm not just saying it because I like Adam. Actually, I used the app before I knew it was Adam's. Yeah, even before I heard of him. Even before Adam was invented, I was using the app. Or something like that. Okay, what am I doing wrong here? How is it I got this right the first time? I got a feeling I can do this without setting it in code. I really do. Let's go back here. Yeah, pre-coders, how are you doing? Thank you for the follow again. Greatly appreciate that. All right, let's do some comparison here. Okay, so which, any old which, right? Which is, let me check. I got some custom scripts on this one, like I say, for background blur, and for blur for the foreground, like the clouds, like the rocks that you see here, and the blur gets a little less and then gets a little more. But I don't need any of that on this. I don't think I do. As long as we all believe it. All that matters is if we all believe it, it's good. All right. Okay, motion scale. Actually, let's just put 2. Where'd it go? There it is.
Here we go.
Don't. I got my mirror in, right? I don't need. I can't believe that I've forgotten this. It was only like a month ago I did this. Right? Okay, to the documentation. I know. I said the magic word, documentation. Hang on. You need to add a script that manipulates the scroll offset. Oh, I do. Yeah, I swear I used to put it in the interface. A camera 2D node is a child. Okay. All right, I believe you. Add a sprite 2D node. Yeah. Assign the textures. Yada 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 yada. Control the movement. Method 1. Scripting the scroll offset for automatic continuous movement. Add a script to your parallax background node. In the script you can update the... Yeah. I thought I did... Okay, hang on. Did I... Oh, I'm such a moron. I'm such an idiot. Look, I got my script right there and I'm not even reading it. What's wrong with me? Okay, well, we can go with a simpler script on this one. All right. We're going to call this scenes which. No, we don't want it there. We want it scripts which. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. It's all good. It's all good. Put in the basic stuff. Yes. All right. Work for me now. Come on. Yeah.
You bet.
She's flying backwards.
What?
Okay, I was right. I do need negative numbers. We don't want a witch flying backwards. That's not going to help us. But this will. I'll catch up with chat in a second. There we go.
Okay.
Right? But, problem is, look, she's going to do that all the time, and that is not what we want. So we're going to tweak this, just like we did with the hurdle one, so that when she's off the screen, we're going to wait a random amount of time. We don't want to just flying by all the time. She'll get bored, right? Okay, hold on. Catching up here. I forgot code I did 5 minutes ago, so don't feel bad. Oh, dude, you have no idea. Switching my head between Swift, JavaScript, TypeScript, GD script, and C# is like, at my age, and I have to do all of those every week. Oh my God, yeah. Thank you, Adam, for redeeming documentation. I have honored the request, as you saw, because I put the script in here. Okay, so when we get here, right, here's what we're going to do. Now, let me show you what I did over here, because this will help. Baby. Over here, right, we go in, there's a whole bunch of things, that we do. We don't need to worry about any of that, right? But you will see down here, way the hell down here. Okay, hang on. Maybe not all the way down there. There is okay, not as far as I thought. Seriously, I know I wrote the code. Randomly, it generates a random number and then switches out the hurdle. Am I crazy? It's got to be... Okay, down here. There it is, right there, right? So this is how we... Look, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take this code and we'll talk about this. Let's talk about this. Can we talk about this? Okay, so what this code does, once I have cleaned up the not great, there you go. All right, we're just going to use this. So we're going to generate a random number between 0 and... Let's do between 0 and 2000, right? Just a random number. And then if that number is less than... We're going to go with 100. Because remember, this runs... Now, this is a little expensive. It does run on every frame. We can optimize this better, but to get this running, right? So that's why we got such a big number. And if it's less than 100, we are going to tell... when did Twitch implement stream? There's a stream rewind? Really? Go back to the beginning. It's probably so much better. I didn't notice is the answer to that one. So, sorry. Yeah. Okay, so if we've got that random number, what we're going to do is we're going to say, all right, that parallax layer right there, right? We are going to forget what the hell it was. Hang on. Where's my vector 2s? Where? Come on. Come on. I know. Oh, jeez. Oh, that's the parallax background. No wonder. That is not helping. Sorry. This is the one I'm looking for. I hate this tabbing system for the scripts. Oh, I really do. Okay. We want this. We're going to set the motion layer to... Well, we're going to go with scroll speed, right? Because we can set it at the top. And it also means we can affect this if we want to. All right. Let's remove one of those. We don't want that. Otherwise, if we're going to set it to 0 because we don't want it to animate, right? And this is not going to quite be right for us, and I'll explain why. Right? Because, well, I'm going to run it. See what if you can deduce what's going to happen here, right? Assuming it moves to begin with. See how it's like, ooh, what's going on there, right? So remember how this is running every frame, So every frame is checking a new number. It's making that number and it's saying, oh, do this, right? It's not quite what we want. We only want this new number and the speed to be set when the witch has got to the end of the run, goes back to the beginning, right? We don't, because we need it to complete. Otherwise, you know, this nuttiness is going to happen. Nuttiness is a word. So what we're going to say is which moving is false, right? We're going to say, hey, she's not moving, right? So initial value right there. And then if which is moving, well, actually we can short this, right? If the which is not, if not which moving, generate the number, do the thing, away you go, right? Now, I gotta think this through my logic here, right? So when we want the witch to move, we want the witch to get to a certain point on the right hand side of the screen, and then we want to say, nope, false, right? The witch is no longer moving, reset it, do all of this. Because if not witch moving, in other words, if the witch is not moving, right? So if false, generate the number, do all this, right? And then let's see here, we will say which moving is true, right? So at the end of that, we set it, boom, it's now true. None of this code should run. We should not get the jumping around, right? Let's test that part of it. Sounds good. As long as we all believe the theory. Right? Okay, there you go. Now you see how it's going nuts, right? But it was it's done essentially what we wanted, right? Right. So when she's true, right? Boom, things go nuts. Let's change. I gotta think here for a second. Okay. I think this one works in pixels.
Okay. Got it.
I can't tell. Okay. Let's 30 pixels. See, oh, that's a lot of pixels per second. No, actually that might work for this resolution. There you go.
What?
Except for the fact that she's going the wrong way. That's fine. She's a bit naughty. I'm going to set the minus there. All right. She's a bit naughty. She's fast. She is a witch on a mission, I tell you. Yeah. There you go.
You bet.
Right? So that's doing its thing now. But I actually want it to be a bit slower. We don't want it to go that quickly. Let's get this, and then we'll get the stop and the reset logic. Because at the moment, she ain't gonna quit. Right? She just ain't gonna quit.
Got it.
She knows what she's about. All right. Let's set this to 20. Okay. So if the witch is not moving, we do all of this, right? That's fine. That's cool. That works. I mean, we actually don't even really need this. So what I'm going to do is I'll take that out in a second. Now what we're going to say is if And we can check this here, right? So if the witch dot x is more than or equal to, let's say, got to make sure she's off the screen, 1300. All right. First thing we want to do is say, hey, witch, quit that whole moving thing, right? Just quit it. Just quit it. So this should only, if I did this right, okay, you know what? I keep forgetting to do that. If I do this right, hang on, I gotta think here. Let's do this second part here, right? She's no longer moving, and her speed is set to 0. And we can get rid of this, all right? So this is only, she's only gonna trigger if it's less than 100. Anything more than that, ain't nothing happening, right? Now, if her position at some point is more than 1300, we're going to stop her from moving because she must have moved there. And we're going to set her speed to 0. So in other words, she should be on the right-hand side of the screen, off of the screen, right? Right? Sounds good. I believe the logic. So she should only move once. Except, what did I get wrong? Invalid access to property or key X. Okay, you know what? I should have known better. Oh, is it transform dot X? Do you like that more? I think you did. You did. Great. No, you didn't. Okay. Better. Oh, Peter. Hold on. Let me find it. Vector 2 and int. Okay. All right. Clearly, I've forgotten how to code that. So let me go back over here and look at this code that I previously wrote. All right, in particular, the one I want, actually, this one would have a better example. So if position.y, okay, so hold on. You gonna be happy? Gonna be happy? I suspect you're probably not.
You bet. Got it.
And you know why? Hang on. I gotta set this to a lower number because the mirroring offset is 1920, I think. Hang on, let's find out.
What?
No. Okay, I have definitely got something wrong here. Let's do this. Let's get her position. Let's just debug this, right? Let's just print her position. Make sure I'm not crazy. I'm crazy. Let's get her X position on every frame. It'll be down here in the console. See it? 776. What? Oh, you know. Hang on. Because her position's not changing. This one, the position doesn't change. It's the offset, I think. Yeah, okay. So let's do this. Take that out now. All right. Learn from our stupid mistakes, folks.
Got it. Oh no.
Actually, should be a minus number. We're going in the other direction.
Here we go.
Yeah. There we go. Okay. So let's put 1920, right? She should go off the screen in a little ways. She's then going to bounce back. That's okay. We'll fix it.
What? What?
Of course, now randomly she won't trigger because that's the way life goes. She'll never trigger.
You bet.
Oh, witchy. Let's. Got a math. Math is hard. Print. Let me get the initial starting position. What'd I do? Nothing. All right. Good. Let's have a look. This is all a bunch of debug stuff, the blurring of the layers and so on is what all that is. Okay, 0 is the starting position. Makes sense, right? Left hand side. Okay. All right. I'm cool with that. We don't need that. Let's set this to 1,000. I want to see what that says. How's it going, chat room?
You bet.
Minus 405. Oh, look at that right there. Good. You're co-working. Awesome. I hope you're co-working better than I am right now. So this triggered because it was minus 1,000, but by then it had already done that. Okay. Hang on. We got this. She stops moving. We set the speed to 0. Why is it highlighting that line of code? we need... Okay, so we need to take this, set this to position.x equals 0. Reset it, right? Which will actually put it back where she started.
You bet.
Okay, let's see if... Yeah, you go.
Here we go.
All right. Awesome. So we got what we need, right? Here's the position, 0, 0, right? So all we got to do now is take our witch, move her off over there. But notice that she's on... I'm pointing at the screen like you can see it. She's on the right-hand side because the... I need to change this. Hang on. So that she's off the screen, right? Because at the moment, it's not... The offset for the loop of the background movement and position is not enough to make her off screen. Does that make sense? You'll see. Okay, there she goes. All right, I gotta fix her position. But see how it's not every time, right? It's random now. But you can see why we picked that large number, right? Because it's still more than I want it to be. But now you understand how we got here. Somebody explain it to me. I'm going to make this a big number. Big number. And if... we're going to say 2100, she'll be off the screen. She'll be out of here. Hey, witch, get out of here. Right? Depends if you like async tasks and UI. No, good luck with that. Good luck, this guy. Async tasks. Oy. UI in games and async. Oy. You got this. You're an extremely smart guy. All right, so we want to just see her go through once, but we basically have our random witch. There she was. There she went. You see her? She was there briefly. All right, what's wrong with my numbers? Not sure. Let's play with some math. I've screwed some... The position... number is wrong. Let's find out. All right, she's gone off the screen.
Okay.
I want to see if it feels like the random... It feels like maybe... It feels too consistent. Okay. Let's make this the 1920, which is the stage size, window size, whatever you want to call it.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
Still not convinced. Okay, give me that number again. I want to see what the biggest number is, so we're just going to let this run. All right, let it run.
Got it. Here we go.
And that'll do. All right, biggest number. We got a 1682. We got 17s, 18s. We got a 2396. Okay. So if we say 2000, that should be good. Okay, let's try it.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. You bet. Here we go. Got it.
All right, let's see. Hold on. now that it's reversed. Oh, math is hard. Okay.
Whoop. Here we go. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Okay.
All right. Now I want to see. What this random number is. Maybe we're not hitting. I want to see that, and I don't want to see from right now. Go away. Go away. Go away. Okay.
Here we go.
So the number's 14.
Got it.
All right, it's never resetting to set the number, right? See? So we got, hold on. Let's go. We got big numbers, blah, 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 blah. 14, right? We hit there and we're like, hey, 14 is less than 100. Do your thing. Now, what's not happening is the reset, okay? Okay. So this is working fine. This, not so much. All right.
Oh no.
Okay, bunch of zeros. Kicks in right here, right? Kicks in, look. Minus 219, going down, going down, going down, da 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 da. Minus 243. We need to try something different. let's say if it's minus 250 or more. What we need to make sure is that this runs, the position is not going so fast that it outruns the check on each update, right? Otherwise, you've got kind of a race condition going on there.
You bet. Got it.
There we go. Look, I can see static zeros, right?
Go.
And then she kicks in again. All right. And then she kicks in. That's was weird that she was in the middle. So let's see what's happening there.
What?
Zeros, and in she goes. Zeros. All right.
You bet. Okay. Okay.
That's working, but there was that weird. I swear I saw it. I didn't imagine it, right? Did I imagine it?
Okay. You bet. What? Here we go. You bet.
I think it's a frame update issue.
You bet.
Yeah. All right. Hold on. I got to think about this. Means primary code. Sorry, what means primary code? Race condition? I don't think I have a race condition. I think what I've got is, oh, sorry. Gotcha. Oh, okay. Ah, so it's not pre-coders, it's primary. So it's code, primary code. Gotcha. Okay. Sorry. Hey, always go with the primary code, right? Never go with the backup or the subroutine. Thank you for explaining. Okay, so I think this is a similar situation. So what's happening here, I think, right, is, obviously getting great performance here on frame rates. So, we're probably, I'm sure we're running at 60 frames a second or more. Now, problem with that is it's making this check every 60 times. Let's just say 60, right? Yeah. What's the issue? So the issue is if you watch, actually, it might be easier just to show it here. So the witch right here, right? This witch, you will have maybe noticed that sometimes instead of coming in from the left and animating across, will suddenly appear like here and then go across. And the reason being, I think, is a frame update, as in, a rendering on the screen update, right? So it's calculating the position, it's like, oh, I got to run. But by the time it knows it's got to run and show the witch, we've already moved on frames, right? We've moved on like 20 frames. So it starts here because it should have started 20 frames ago. Does that make sense? Right? So I think it's overperforming, I guess is the best way to describe this. I'll run it here, and probably on a lowish powered device, you probably wouldn't notice it. It probably wouldn't happen. See how it was like about here, right? If you watch in the sky for the witch, she should appear off screen on the left. And it's not that her position is wrong. It's that the screen up, the frame update, the rendering update is such that she's essentially starting here. I think I'm saying that because I've had it before. See where that time it worked correctly, right? If it triggers it, if the code triggers at the right moment, it's all good. And I have experienced something like this before where things are actually running too good. Yeah. The initial frame rate I don't set. I let the machine determine, and all the animation and everything is based on delta time, including her movement, by the way, right? So if I go here, you'll see, right? We've got the offset and then minus the scroll speed, but it's multiplied by the delta time, which is a common thing to do, right? It can be two things. One, initial position. Two, there is a layer that is over it and hiding it. Yeah, I was thinking, we can check this. If I turn that off there, we'll have absolutely no background. And I don't think it's that, but I could be wrong. So if we turn off everything, it's actually going to be impossible to play this now, but we can let her do her thing. We'll just let her have a jolly good time. Ah, see right there where it did it? So it's not a layering. There's nothing covering it up. I'm leaning towards this frame update stuff. And to be fair, I probably have overkilled it. In fact, I'm sure I've overkilled it by putting it here, right? Because it doesn't need to run. I mean, every frame, that's an expensive that's an expensive check right there. Even if it's just say 60 or 30 frames a second, doesn't need to be. Let me think about this for a second here. We can do this a different way. I could set it on a timer instead, right? So, I mean, checking this every frame is nuts in many ways, right? It's total overkill. You got to do that for the background because the background is a constant thing. But for this, it's not a constant thing. I've got to think about this for a second. What's going to be the best solution? I got to think. If I do it with time, that's fine. This is not game critical, right? So I could say, and in many ways, this can also help this, because if I said like, hey, run this thing every whatever 10 seconds, we can still introduce a random number, but it doesn't have to be so crazy. I like the way I'm thinking about this. I think I do anyway. The other thing, it can be that the scroll speed is calculated not from zero. So actually, I'm glad you mentioned that, because the scroll speed for the witch, right, is set here, and it's set to 20. It's not so if the initial x is like 0 plus speed, yeah. So like, let's say I get where you're coming from, right? Let's just say x is 0, speed is 20, and it's moving, let's just say 20 every one, right? We're instantly jumping 20 or 40 or 60 or whatever. But the only reason I don't think so I set it here, right? But on export is basically just putting it in the interface, right? So let me show you, right? So if we take this, the speed here, there is no speed, right? But here, you can have speed, right? So if you look at, I gotta find, I gotta find where it's actually it's not put my value here, but I hope I'm making sense, right? There is no speed, default speed that I'm aware of. I think I'm making sense. Why don't you just simply add less 40 frames? Why don't you just simply add less 40 frames, less, and see what it does. So I think what you're saying here is, right? I actually think that's going to work because if it well, okay, look, you know what? We can do this real quickly here. If I set the speed here to 0, if there's a default, we're going to see that witch move. Otherwise, we're never going to see her, right? Yeah, oh my god, CSS, don't even get me started. Yeah. Oh, the fun times I've had with CSS. Oh, I don't miss it. I do not miss it. Okay, let's do this. Right. We should never see the witch. Ever. But don't worry, I'm not going to play this forever. We're going to play it long enough to satisfy that we should have seen her by now. And I'm going to say by now we would have seen her at least once. Based on the random calculations. So there is no default speed. There's only the speed that we set. Right? So let me stop that. I'm now going to put it really slow. Like, I don't know. 10. It's going to move 10 pixels per second. Right? Which, if you assume 60 frames per second on a good day, right? I think you see where this is going.
You bet. You bet.
Do you write straight up CSS, or do you use like whatever Tailwind? You know what I'm saying? Any of those kind of things, or do you just flat out write CSS? Just curious, because I love Tailwind, but there are times when I'm like, nope, plain CSS is gonna get me through this.
Got it. Got it. Got it.
Wow, it took her forever, didn't it?
You bet.
And I got no problem with her going slowly. I mean, she can go through there. It's only meant to be like a thing in the sky and a little bit of a mild distraction, right? We don't need her to go supersonic. We do not need a supersonic witch. All right, let's do some skate bone. Yeah.
What? What?
Now I just gonna let this run. So far, she's done the right thing. Good witchy woo. Good witch.
Got it. You bet.
15 years.
Got it.
But my dream is to develop games. So my coding adventures
You bet.
started with HTML, CSS, and all that good stuff. Back in the day. Back in the
Okay.
beginning of the 90s, something like that. Tells you how long I've been doing coding. So I've experienced the CSS pain for way too long. And then I moved on to Flash. And then I moved on to
Okay.
mobile. And that so mobile apps are my day job now. But I always wanted to make games because I just love making games. I love playing games and I love making games. But yeah, CSS I've been doing since
Okay.
look, see that she did it, right? So it's not a speed thing. She definitely looks like she did it. Yeah. So she's still doing it. She's a crazy old witch. I actually like that slower speed. Yeah, no, I've been doing it since, oh, I don't know, HTML 1.1, something like that. Oh, hey, I'm glad you do. Thank you. Thank you for hanging out. And let me put it here, right? Because we have a Discord here, and we have this guy NZ, like I say, shout out to him, another game developer. He's having his own pain right now. But we all hang out on our Discord there. There's a GameDev one and that. You're more than welcome. Since 2000 when I was in college, but yeah, 10 years later I started as a pro, but I have been in computer for 30 years. Awesome. Yeah, no, I certainly didn't start out. I started out as a designer because that was the thing back then. Back in my day. And then it like, oh, okay, now I got to design with code and like, what's this CSS? Oh God, I think that was the phrase. And then Flash and all that good stuff. Yeah, yeah. See this guy Enzi, he's still in his own pain. Okay, so let me. I gotta think this through for a second. So much so that I'm going to grab myself some hydration here. So talk amongst yourselves. I will be back as quick as I can be. Kitchen's not that far away. I'm back. Add a slower to the delta. Yeah, let's try it. Well, yeah, okay. I'm game. Whoops. Let's do it that way. This guy NZ, you know better than to ask what I'm doing, what I'm trying to do. I don't even know half the time. You know this, buddy. I'm trying to. It's not a big deal, but the witch not always appearing from left to right is bugging me. And what I mean by that is that not that she randomly, it's meant to be random, but randomly appearing in the screen as opposed to coming into the screen is what I'm talking about. Sorry. I mean, it's not a huge deal, but it bugs me. She's probably intimidated by the moonwalking zombie. That's probably what it is. I mean, who wouldn't be, right? Skate bone. Yeah. Just for you, buddy. Just for you. Our moonwalking zombie is the lord of the dance, I tell you. Yeah. No, well, hey, I'm no animator. And I can't even do the moonwalk, let alone animate it. He's basically walking backwards is what he's doing. But he doesn't know that because he's dead. He doesn't get much chance to practice. He only gets to come out once a year and practice. Okay, so far it's going good. I mean, I feel like it would have happened by now, right? At least that's my thoughts. I'm going with it. I'm gonna go with that for now. I'm gonna go with it, and we're gonna change this here, and we're gonna give credit. There you go. You get credit. You exist in the source code. You are source code famous. I think it worked, right? I mean, I got to play it some more, but I didn't see it do it. How does it feel to be source code famous? I mean, it's not going to make you rich, but it's not going to make either of us rich. But we know it's there. You will live on in the source code, right? Just like this guy, NZ, lives on as a voice actor. It does have me thinking about something. I want to go back here and look at something else. Lives on. Yeah, I see what you did there. Yeah. This guy, NZ, by the way, did the skateboard sounds. In case anyone's wondering, he did the skateboard sounds, except in this one, Skatebone is done by Cocotype. However, I am still the voice of the zombie. Yeah. Sorry. Well, yeah. I'm the voice of the player. I'm the player's voice. Okay, hold on. I'm looking for something here. Give me a second. Okay, where am am I thinking? Where am I thinking? This isn't a bug. This is just, it just struck a chord as I was thinking about it and something here. That's the power up. I think actually we're good. Okay, we added our witch. I mean, that was the goal. But I still, there's something I want to look at. It's just nagging at me. Hang on. Oh, this is what I'm looking for right here. I want to try something. I want to see. I want to see if I can fix something that is really, really freaking random. But hang on. Oh, that's no. No, 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 no.
Here we go.
Okay, no, it doesn't. Doesn't matter. I don't want to tell you what it is because it'll draw your attention to it, and I don't want to do that because I'm still trying to figure it out. All right, but this is good. We can push this as a new test flight, I think. And actually, I don't think I even need to do that. I could. I mean, I could push it to the test flight. I could push it to the Google beta group. But I'm happy with it. We've added one extra thing. So, okay, what else? I have a list of things that I've not done here that I wanted to, but I've learned from experience. If I tell you all in the chat room, next thing you know, it's now a requirement to ship it. So, I'm keeping it to myself. What I do need to do, I think I mentioned this at the very beginning of the stream. This is all new, right? This is a whole new way of doing things in this event. I need to go back and refactor the other events to take advantage of this newer, I think better, more reliable way of doing things, not only from a code perspective, but also from a just game performance and general feel of the game. So I do need to, I still think it makes the most sense to not refactor those until after I've shipped this, because they're not broken in any way, right? And if I start refactoring stuff now, sure enough, we all know that the coding gods out there and will say, we're going to screw you up so you can't ship on time because of some unknown thing. I think we've all been there, right? So I'm not going to tempt too much fate. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Okay. Let's go back here. I don't feel like the Endless Hurdles title right here. Really, it doesn't stand out enough for me. And I thought about changing the colors, but then that's kind of changing the branding, and I don't want to do that. I might still play with that. That's just a simple PNG file, and I might mess with that a bit more. Show. Okay, hang on. Where are you? Where are you? I thought I could get. Well, all right. I know where it is. I just thought I could do it quicker. I was wrong. Okay, I think I am going crazy. Hang on. What's... Oh, yeah, that's... I actually wrote a unit test. Can you believe it? Oh, no. Okay, I guess... I guess I am going crazy. Showing file system. Dear God, that's what I was looking for. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I might work on that a bit more, I think. Yeah. But I think I've achieved my goals here. I mean, I got what I needed. I think I'm going to quit here for the day before I risk doing something stupid, which is always a risk, especially since it's nearly 1 o'clock in the morning. So, yeah, we're going to leave it here. And we are going to hop over and we are going to raid a buddy of mine. Hang on. So thank you, everybody, for hanging out. Greatly appreciate you all. We are going to continue this. I think next stream, I may well work on my website. The website for my new app. I need to finish that off so I can ship all that stuff and the mobile app and everything else. So we will probably be doing some HTML and CSS because I kept it simple. We will probably be doing that in the next stream and finishing that up. I also need to make the feature videos and attach those on there as well. So we're going to have some website development fun next time around. That is what we're going to do, which will be during the week, next week, some point, I think. Thank you, everyone. Greatly appreciate you all hanging out. Shout out to all of you for helping and making this awesome. Let's go raid here. Hang on. We're going to find him. Let's see. Let's do a quick search here. Hang on. Gotta find him. Gotta find him. There he is. Oh, he is playing Baldur's Gate. Okay. Here we go. We're gonna go raid Notify. See how he's doing in Boulder. He's playing Baldur's Gate 1, by the way, I believe. Yeah. All right. Thank you, everybody. I will see you in the next one. Thank you for the follows and the help and the raids. You're so awesome. All right. Here we go. Set this up. Come on. All right, folks.